So good morning all. I welcome you all to the online class of analog circuits. Okay. So today we'll be starting the module 2. There only will be giving the introduction and I'll talk and then we will just see a small topic. Okay. So module 2 is nothing but the extension of module 1. Okay. First we'll see the module 2 syllabus, what we have to study. So see, before I start discussing regarding module 2, I have given one assignment regarding the second order high pass filter. Okay, so I hope that everyone have submitted, and so many queries and questions also I got regarding that assignment. So whenever I get time in next class, I will discuss that. Okay, I'll discuss how to have the voltage gain equation for a second order high pass filter. Clear? So now, till now, we have completed module 1, module 4, and module 5. So out of 5 modules, we have completed 3 modules. Now today we are going to start module 2. So in module 1, just a recap, we studied about BJT biasing and it's a small signal operation model. Okay, and also we studied biasing in MOS amplifier circuits. Okay, so actually module 2 will be especially in module 2 is the especially dedicated to MOSFET. Okay, MOSFET amplifier configuration, then MOSFET internal capacitances and high frequency model, then frequency response of CS amplifier and oscillator. So it is all actually whatever we are going to see regarding the MOSFET and its application and its usage. So in module 2 we have seen the biasing of a MOSFET. That is, we have seen some two, three kind of biasing of MOSFET. That is by fixing VGS, by fixing gate to source voltage, by fixing gate voltage, and by using drain to gate feedback resistor. So three methods we have seen. Now there is one other method. Okay, that is biasing using constant current source. So we'll see it now. Okay. So module 2 is single stage MOS amplifier. So the textbook that has been referred for this content for this topic is Sidra and Smith. Okay, and what are the objective? What are the things that we are going to see? We'll be learning. We'll be learning the basics of MOS structure, basics of MOS structure, then how to categorize the performance of amplifiers, how to categorize the performance of amplifiers as circuit building blocks. Okay, then we'll see common source amplifier. Then we'll see the two types of amplifier using MOSFET. The first will be common source amplifier here. Okay, and then we'll be seeing the common drain amplifier source follower. So these things basically we will cover in this module 2. So after we finish module 2, we'll start module 3. Okay. So basic structure. So in basic structure, we will see the biasing. So if you'll see, there are various biasing methods in MOS amplifier circuits. So out of which the important ones are biasing by fixing VGS. So this topic we have dealt in module 1. We have already dealt in module 1. Okay. Then the next biasing is biasing by fixing VG and correcting a resistance in the source. That also we have seen in the first module. Okay. Then biasing using drain to gate feedback resistor. That also we have seen in the first module itself. Now the fourth one is the biasing using a constant current source. So this one actually we have not seen in the first module. Rather, will be studying it now. Okay, we'll be studying it now. So today class will be concentrating on the biasing of a MOSFET using a constant current source. And now I request you all that since we are having the notes of module 2, you go through it. You go through it, okay? Because so many things will be needing as the concepts and the formulas and the relations and the equations. So many things will be needing for understanding the content of module 2. So it is advisable, or I am suggesting that it would and once again revise the syllabus of module 1 that has been already taught to you. Okay. So first thing, what is the reason of using a constant source biasing for a MOSFET? Because the main thing is that due to its effectiveness, okay, it is effective and its simplicity. The one using constant current source will be studied in detail. So the effectiveness and simplicity. So we'll see now how it is simple and effective. Okay. So first of all, see this circuit diagram. Circuit diagram, we are having a Q transistor, that is MOSFET. Okay, this transistor is there. So this MOSFET is there, Q. So drain VDD, there the drain terminal one RD, that drain resistance is connected, and a supply VDD is there. Okay, so the gate RG is connected. Okay, and then the source, we are having a current I. So current I, where we are having another supply minus VSS. So now the main thing is that we will see. So this is the circuit diagram for a constant current source biasing. Now, from how we can have a constant current source biasing? Okay, how to have I in this type of circuits? So that we have to see. Okay. So now RG actually. Uh, the resistance of gate will be very high. It will be in the order of mega. Okay, so that what is the reason of choosing the very high gate resistance? So that the input resistance become very high. Okay, so RG establishes a DC ground at the gate and in mega ohm range. Okay, it presents a large resistance to an input. Okay, to make the input resistance very high, to touch the resistance to an input signal source that can be capacitively coupled to the gate. Okay, clear? We have understood the function of RG. Then RD, what is RD? Is the resistance connected to the drain terminal of the transistor. So actually, RD is helps us in maintaining help us in maintaining the transistor to work in a saturation region. Okay, to work in a saturation region. So we know that now biasing, what is the actually requirement of biasing in a MOSFET? First of that you should be in saturation region, and we should have appropriate drain current. Okay, that is the biasing objective of a MOSFET circuit. So actually RD helps in that. RD, the drain resistance helps in achieving that viewpoint. Yeah. This is the basic circuit diagram. Now come to this circuit diagram. So here we are having one circuit diagram. This one. So what is this circuit diagram actually? So this circuit diagram is constant current source using current mirror. So the current here, at what I'm telling that here this current is constant current, because we are using a constant current source for biasing. So how can we generate this constant current? We can generate this constant current, or we can get this constant current using a current mirror, or current mirror. Okay, that is shown in that is shown here. So it is a type of circuit diagram where we'll be having two transistors, two MOSFET. Okay, this is your current mirror. So it actually basically it consists of two transistors, Q1 and Q2, or MOSFET, whose gate terminals are shorted. You can see whose gate terminals are shorted. Then to the VDD, the supply will be there, and VGS here, VGS also the gate to source, the gate to source terminal also. You can see for both the transistors is same. The source terminal of transistor Q1 is connected to minus VSS. Also, the source terminal of transistor Q2 is connected to minus VSS, and the base are and the gate are shorted. That means the VGS, the voltage VGS, the gate to source voltage is same for both Q1 and Q2. So this arrangement we have to make first. Then the one resistance is there R, okay, R which is connecting at the uh, drain drain terminal of the transistor Q1, clear. And this is the current flowing here is IREF, okay, I reference. We are taking this current as a reference current. That's why we are naming that current as I reference, okay. And the current here, and the current here, and this current at the drain drain. The current at the drain terminal, exactly at this point, the current we are showing by symbol ID1, by symbol ID1, okay. And also the current here following here is I. The current following here is I, that will be sent to the source of transistor Q. Okay, so this is actually the setup. Now we will just analyze this current mirror using KCL and KVL. Okay, and we'll find out the value of I. The main objective is that from current mirror we have to find the value of I, constant current. Okay. So from diagram B, second diagram for a current mirror circuit diagram, so we can write ID1 is equal to half Kn dash divided by omega by L, okay, into VGS minus VT whole square. So this is drain current one, okay. This is drain current one. This is drain current for a transistor Q1, okay. So we know that in this equation, this relation holds well when we neglect channel length modulation. When we neglect channel length modulation. So I have explained you this thing in module 1. The drain current for transistor 1. So this one here. So here that ID1 for transistor 1, ID1, that drain current can be written as represented here. Okay, ID1 is equal to half Kn dash into omega by L suffix 1 VGS minus VT whole square. Okay, so this equation we can write if we neglect channel length modulation. Also, Ig1 is equal to Ig2. In circuit diagram, it is clear. Ig1 is equal to Ig2 is equal to 0. Okay. So this is the this also is a been established fact. Now here we can see ID1. ID1 is also written as I reference. So ID1 here is I reference. So actually, this current following through this R is taken as has been taken as I reference, and ID1, this current at this terminal is ID1. Since to the gate of the transistor, no current will be following here. Okay, so at this junction, if you apply KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, so what will happen? I reference IREF is equal to the current that is going to the gate terminal plus ID1. Now the current going to the gate terminal, that is IG1 is 0. So 0. So I reference will be same as so I reference will be 0 plus ID1, or I reference will be equal to ID1. Clear? That here we have seen. So now ID1 is equal to I reference is equal to VDD plus VSS minus GS divided by R. So how we are getting this relation? So this here you can see that here it is missing something we are missing is there. That term is R. Okay. So how we are getting this equation 2? It is very simple. Simply if you simply if you employ KVL here in this loop, okay, if you employ KVL in this loop, okay, so now if employing using KVL, what we can write for this loop, starting from here minus to plus, so it will be plus VDD, so plus VDD. Now we are our direction of traversing and current direction of traversing is same, so it will be minus. So the first term will be plus VDD minus I reference into R. Okay. Then this drop. Then VDS minus VDS. Okay. Minus VDS. Then minus VSS is equal to 0. That means if you can write from the circuit diagram, you can write VDD plus I reference into R. So see, all of you see VDD plus I reference into R minus VGS. Okay, sorry, just all of you pay attention. So using KVL will be VDD minus I reference into R, VDD minus I reference into R minus VGS and plus VSS. So if you simplify this expression, you will have I reference as VDD plus VSS minus VGS by R. Since I reference is same as ID1, so we can write ID1 is equal to I reference is equal to VDD plus VSS minus VGS by R. So any doubt in having question number 2? Any doubt in having question number 2? It is easy. Okay. So the current through R is considered as the reference current. I reference already I told you. Given the parameter values of Q1 and desired value of I reference from 1 and 2, we can determine the value of R. So I reference you can choose as per the requirement. Okay. So now that value can be chosen with the help of R. Okay. If you will vary the value of R, then I reference will also vary. Okay. From this relation you can see this VDD is fixed, this VSS is fixed, this VGS is fixed. So the numerator of the right hand side of equation 2 is fixed actually. VDD is also fixed, VSS is also fixed, minus VGS is also fixed. Only R is you are having the resistance. So if you change the resistance, actually what will happen? The current value will also change depending on our ID1 or I reference will also change. So similarly for the transistor 2, so we are having in the mirror circuit we are having transistor 2 also here. Okay, this is your transistor 2. So we can write drain current for this transistor also. So we can write as I is equal to ID2. So actually this drain current of the transistor 2 is a I, is the current that we are interested in. So I is equal to ID2 is equal to half Kn dash into omega L by suffix 2 into VGS minus VT whole square. So you know all those things now. What is Kn dash? What is W by L? What is VGS? What is VT? All those things I have explained in module 1. And you should know that the ratio omega by L is nothing but aspect ratio. We call that as a aspect ratio. So this is equation number 3. So now we are having three equation till now. We have seen three equation till now. So the first equation is that ID1. So ID1 is equal to half Kn dash into omega by L suffix 1 VGS minus VT whole square. Okay, that is the first equation. Then we have seen ID1 is equal to I reference is equal to VDD plus VSS minus VGS divided by R. That is I. This is the second equation. The third equation is I is equal to ID2 is equal to half Kn dash into omega by L suffix 2 VGS minus VT whole square. So all these three equation has been written in single place. So till now whatever equation we have seen for that mirror circuit, it has been written here. Equation 1, 2 and 3 you can see here at a single place. So ID1, first equation will be ID1 is equal to I reference is equal to VDD plus VSS minus VGS by R. This is the first equation. Then ID2 is equal to I is equal to half Kn dash omega by L suffix 2 VGS minus VT whole square. This is equation number 2. Similarly, we are having equation number 3. Now, if you take a ratio, of I by I reference, if we take a ratio of I by I reference, okay. So what is I? So we are having I from equation number 2. So we are having the value of I equation number 2, and equation number 1 gives the, and equation number 1 give the I reference, which is nothing but equal to ID1. This I reference is nothing but equal to ID1, and this ID1 is nothing but equal to, from 3 we can write this ID1 is equal to half Kn dash omega L suffix 1 VGS minus VT whole square. Clear? So if you take the ratio of I by I reference, it will be ID2 by ID1. Okay. So I by I reference will be ID2 by ID1, or we can write omega by L suffix 2 divided by omega by L suffix 1. So what is that omega by L is aspect ratio, or we can write I is equal to I reference into omega by L suffix 2 divided by omega by L suffix 1. So from here, since we know the reference I reference, okay. So because from equation 1 we know the value of I reference, okay, and we can choose that I reference if by varying a R. So we can have a suitable I reference. From that I reference we can get the value of 5. So the relation between I and I reference can be obtained like this, okay, where we will be having I is equal to I reference into omega by L suffix 2 divided by omega by L suffix 1. Clear? So in this manner we can get the value of I, that is the current we are interested in. Okay. So I is related to I reference by ratio of aspect ratio of Q1 and Q2. So omega this term is actually aspect ratio for transistor Q2, and this term is actually aspect ratio of transistor Q1. Clear? So to conclude the basic structure, showing the DC current and DC voltages is shown below. Now here, so this is actually it's very much similar to the first diagram. Only we are showing the values of the current that I was taking in. Okay. So here, this is the main biasing circuit using current source for a MOSFET. So here we are having VDD then this is RD, then this is ID. This ID is nothing but I, okay? This ID is nothing but ID, and VD, this terminal this voltage here having VD, VD will be equal to VDD minus IDRD, okay? And then VGS will be VT plus VOV, clear? So VGS, here we are having VGS. So VGS will be nothing VT plus VOB, where VOB is the override current voltage at which transistor is operating. And ID, and the ID drain current is half gain dash omega by L VGS minus VT whole square. Or we can get VOB as root under 2 IT divided by Kn dash into aspect ratio, that is omega by L. So just the main outcome of this biasing is to know that, since we know that the biasing can be done using a current source, then how can we have that fixed current source? That was the main thing that we have concentrated, that we can get the current fixed current source using a mirror circuit, and how we can get that current, what will be the value of that current, and what will be the solution. Okay, so we have done so. Some of this biasing of transistor or MOSFET using fixed current sources over. Any doubt, any issue, they can ask me. So the thing is that actually in the today's class we have seen the biasing was in the fixed current source. Okay, now how to get that fixed current source that you can get using a current mirror circuit. In current mirror circuits we are having two transistors, and if we analyze that circuit you will end up having three equations: equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3. So using the relation of equation 1 and 2 and 3, you can get the value of I in term of I reference. Okay, and I reference you can get using, and you can choose a suitable I reference by varying the R. Okay, so once you know the value of I reference, you can get the value of I using the relation as shown here. Okay, I is equal to I reference into omega L suffix 2 divided by omega L suffix 1. That is, I is equal to I reference into aspect ratio of transistor 2 divided by aspect ratio of transistor 1. Clear? So till now we have seen these things. Now we will just see the one numerical problem associated with this. This problem is also we have taken from the sold example in the text 4.3. So consider the circuit for the case VDD is equal to VSS 10 volt is equal to 10 volt. Okay, I is given, I is equal to 0.5 milliampere, RG is equal to 4.7 mega ohm. Sorry, not milli, mega ohm. RG is the gate resistance, RD is the drain resistance. Drain resistance value given 15 kilo ohm, 15 kilo ohm. V2, okay, V2 is sorry, not V2, VT. VT is equal to 1.5 volt. That is threshold voltage. That is 1.5 volt, and Kn dash omega by L is equal to 1 milliampere per volt square. So now, if these things are given, these parameters or these values are given, what we have to find? We have to find OV, override voltage. We have to find VGS. Then we have to find VG. Then we have to find VS, and we have to find VD. So override voltage, then gate to source voltage, then gate the voltage, then source voltage, then drain voltage. Okay, and also we have to find GM. What is GM? We have seen GM is nothing but transconductance. We have to find GM. GM is transconductance, and RO is the resistance, output resistance. Okay. The solution you just see. The drain current we know ID is equal to half Kn dash divided by omega by L into VGS minus VT whole square, or ID is equal to half Kn dash omega by L VOB square. Now ID current is given, ID is given, that is 0.5 milliampere. So ID is given half into 1 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, this value is also given, Kn dash, you can see here, you can check here. So VT, so this is Kn dash is a 1 milliampere per volt square. So Kn dash omega L, that value also given, that has been substituted. Now this is VOB square. So if you use the relation, you'll find that if you solve it VOB from here, you will get the relation VOB square is equal to 1
or VOV is equal to 1 volt. Okay, VOV is equal to 1 volt. So we got the override voltage. Override voltage is 1 volt. Now VOV is equal to VGS minus VT. So this voltage actually is VOV. So this is nothing but equal to VGS minus VT. So VT the threshold voltage given 1.5 volt. From this equation we can get the value of VGS. So VGS is equal VGS is equal to 2.5 volt. Okay. So VGS solved. So we got VOV, we got VGS. Very simple. Now VG is equal to VG minus VS,
Hmm?
gate to source voltage. How to calculate gate to
Yeah.
source voltage? So VGS is equal to VG minus VS. Now gate voltage is equal to 0 volt almost for MOSFET given.
Hmm?
Okay, for given MOSFET, it has been given that V gate is equal to 0 volt. Voltage at gate is 0 volt. Okay, here you can see in the circuit diagram, it is shown the voltage at gate is 0. Okay, so from there, using that value, if you substitute VGS is equal to VG minus VS, VGS is 2.5 volt, and from here is equal to 0 minus VS. So VS will be minus 2.5 volt. So now we are having the value of VS. So now how to find the VD? VD will be VD will be so VD is what is that VD? VD is the voltage at this point. VD is the voltage at this point. Okay. This what is the voltage? This voltage minus the voltage drop across this resistor. It will be 10 minus ID into RD. Okay. So VD is equal to VDD minus ID into RD, that is 10 minus 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3, that is the ID, and RD is 15 into 10 to the power 3. Okay, this we know. It will be 10 minus 7.5. So VD will be equal to 2.5 volt. So now we are having the values of all the required voltages that has been asked. So we have solved and we got the values for VOV is equal to 1 volt, then VGS is equal to 2.5 volt, then VS is equal to minus 2.5 volt, and also VD is equal to 2.5 volt. Now the other thing is that they have asked to find the value of GM. So what is GM? GM actually transconductance. For that, if you recall the small signal this model for the MOSFET, then this is your model. Okay, this is your model. Directly from here we can write Gm is equal to, when also relation, if you are having the relation, know the relation, we have derived this equation in model 1. Gm is equal to kn dash omega by L into Vgs minus Vt. Now kn dash omega by L is given, value is given, Vgs minus Vt is also given, there is known, that is 1. Okay, so 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 1 is equal to 1 millivolt. Okay, sorry, 1 milliampere per volt. Okay, this is the value of transconductance. And then RO. The output resistance is VA by ID. VA by ID. So V actually is the MOSFET parameter that is specified. So from where we are having the VA, that is 75 divided by ID. ID is known 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. So output resistance is 150 kilo ohm. So R naught is 150 kilo ohm. Here also see VA. VA value is given. Okay. So since in the question itself the value of VA is given, so we know that the value of output resistance will be VA by uh, VA by I VA by ID. So VA given is 25. Okay, 25 volt. VA is 25 volt, and ID is 0.5 milliampere. So if you substitute the values, we'll end up having the value of R naught. So this is a very simple example, numericals, where you have to just analyze the circuit. So we know that already I have told you so many times in while teaching the content of module 1 that if you are well aware with the electronic circuit how to draw KCL, KVL, then then these topics, biasing, amplifiers, all those things are very easy. Okay, so you should not have any doubts in writing KCL, KVL. Okay, any doubt?